24/7 to pretending like I never met you. No, it's all for the best, cause I know we're a mess every time we're together. Going out of my mind, and I wish I could lie, tell you that it gets better. Now that you're gone, they say time should heal, but it's been too long. Couple months where I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to. Moment, all it takes is a moment. Is it fate that you came this far unbroken? If it's destiny, you wrote it. Focus, but you gotta be focused. Make or break, it's the last goodbye they remember you for. They're calling your name, go and take what's yours. Here, now, it's everything you've been dreaming about. There's a reason why you were chosen. This is your moment. Rise up, you give it all that you got and you rise up. All the stories that tell about the champion who came from the crown. Are you ready to carry it now? Going full speed, never stop, never quit. You're the only one you got to convince that nothing's too far out of your reach. Cause all you are is what you believe. Here, now, it's everything you've been dreaming about. There's a reason why you were chosen. This is your moment.
We gon' make you move. We gon' make you loose. We gon' make you move. So baby, let's open tonight. Let me get funky.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to some more Rocket League action. You may have seen in the player cam there, we have a full house tonight, at least in terms of our program at this current state, where we have our Rainbow team also here playing in the RMU Charity Tournament. So if you want to go check that out, feel free to go do so. Right now they're in between series. They just took their first one 7-3 over McGill University. So great start for them, and they have three more best of ones to go through the night. But that's not what we're on this stream for. What we're here for tonight is Rocket League. They have a doubleheader to close out NECC activation, where they'll start off taking on Carroll University White as the team that they will be facing with this Carroll University team. They were in the Emergence Midwest Division, the Emergence Midwest Division. I don't know if it was A or B, but either way, they were in Emergence Midwest last semester, and they ended up winning that division. So I actually do want to talk a little bit about this Carroll University team, as I found some pretty interesting stuff, at least in terms of their record and that sort of thing. So as I just mentioned, they were the Emergence Midwest champions. So if you're hearing that name and thinking, why is LVC playing this team as they were in champions last semester, you have to think about not only did they beat Carthage in the finals of the Emergence Midwest Division 4-2 last semester, they also won 3-0 in both of their activation matches last week against University of Houston Downtown JV and Lander University. And to be honest, and to be real about it, it was not close. They blew the teams that they played out of the water. The closest game, I think, was like 4-1 at most, and they had two 7-0s in there. I think those were both against Lander, and then against the UHD team, I believe they had a like 6-1 or like a 7-1, something like that. So some very, very good results for them coming into this series, and I think this is a really good test for this Carroll University team as well. LVC, of course, as we had seen last semester. If you aren't familiar with this Lebanon Valley team, last semester they were in the Champions Northeast Division, or Champions Northeast A, during the regular season, Champions Northeast in the playoffs, and they ended up going 3-3. If I have my notes correct here, they ended up going 3-3 in the division, but they ended up missing the playoffs. And the reasoning for that was coming off an 0-9 map streak at the end of the season, something they need to be able to rebound from. And we saw that last week when they took on St. Ambrose, where they ended up outscoring St. Ambrose 27-8 across both the series. If you weren't here last week, they ended up the schedule was a bit messed up, so they ended up only playing one team, but they played both series out. You can go back and check the VOD. I believe it's still up here. If not, then that's unfortunate. But if it is still up, you can go check that. LVC won 27-8 overall. They won 3-0, 3-0. They had a pretty simple time, but as we had spoken to the captain of the roster, Frenchie, it should have been more than that. It simply should have been more. There was a lot more that they could have done. Possession was a big key factor in that game, where they could have had a lot more possession. They could have been more controlling of the ball, more controlling of what was happening defensively for them. So it's definitely still some room for improvement for this Lebanon Valley roster, something that they need to continue to hammer down today. And I think I have a bit of a game theory here, ladies and gentlemen, about this matchup. And I think this is not only being used as a test for the Carroll University side to see if they're worthy of possibly a high challenger spot or even a champion spot, which would be an incredible jump for them. I would give them mad props if they did somehow make the jump to champions from Emergence. But also, I think it's a big test for Lebanon Valley. Despite what you may think, I think that there's a possibility we see Lebanon Valley get moved down from champions to challengers, mostly due to what happened at the end of last semester. Not only that, what we saw from the team, even in the matches that they did play, they had a lot of close games, and it was just not the strongest showing of the Lebanon Valley roster. And I do think that it is a possibility, especially if they don't perform well in these two matches tonight against Carroll University and what we'll see later at 8:30 against University of Northern Iowa Purple, that it is possible that this team gets moved down to challengers. Not an ideal spot for them. Of course, they do want to be competing at the highest level that they possibly can, but as we had seen last semester, that didn't end up being the greatest showing from what this team is capable of. And I kind of want to speak about this a little bit. This is something I literally found out about as Frenchie was sitting down tonight. Group B is, the Virginia Wesleyan LAN is coming up in a few weeks, and they ended up getting put into Group B with the host Virginia Wesleyan, Lubbock Christian University from Texas, and University of Dayton Blue. But the players are in the lobby. The game is ready to start. So we are ready to get going. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. As unfortunately the logos are not showing, but I will fix that while we are going on this. It starts off with Samus all the way up top of the backboard, looking for the double, doesn't get it. Jacob now trying to get something going, but Bichette's with a 50. But possession still in the hands of Carroll. Double not there. And the shot from Alungi is also not there. Bichette's off the backboard. Actually, it almost ends up being a shot. Has to follow it up. Doesn't get it, though. Apologies for me attempting to fix this. There we go. I just need to switch to sides, and then we'll be good. But look at that shot almost in the back of the Carroll net. Not quite, though. Carroll trying to get something going. And also, one other piece I had in my notes that I didn't get to mention is actually let me turn the game down real quick so you guys can hear me. One thing I did want to mention real quick is that LVC needs to continue focusing on being that highly aggressive team. They need to focus on being and controlling the ball, as I had mentioned, and they need to be able to put goals on the board. And right there is number one, Frenchie, going to get the first goal of the series off the pass there from Samus. A great shot from Frenchie. Takes the best of that angle that he could. You can see in the player cams, all business today. They want to make sure that they get every single piece out that they can out of this Carroll White squad, and this may be another one. Look at that from Bichette's trying to launch a shot downfield off the pass. Doesn't quite get there, so he'll have to wait for his team. But here he is. He's following it back up. Look at the pacing of this Lebanon Valley roster right in front of the net, wide open. Samus finds the gap, gets a clean shot and a clean pass there from Frenchie as well off the back of his car. Wide open. And this could be opening the opening of the floodgates for LVC. They want, I was talking with the players before the series, and to be quite frank, they're a bit annoyed that they are playing against an emergence team. They don't feel that they really should be playing against a team of this caliber, or at least of this quality. They feel that they might be a bit better than that. So they certainly want to take this Carroll team and, to be honest, blow them out of the water if they can. And so far, we're seeing them try to hold possession, and you're even seeing a bit of that skill difference between these two rosters. LVC getting a lot of control and just looking a bit more clean in terms of the movement when it comes to their cars, and alongside of that, even the passing game. Look at that from Frenchie, pacing, just a big part of this LVC offense. Demo is going to be a huge part of this game. Frenchie last week had 23 demos, averaging almost 4 in a game. That's not something you see very often from any players, even in RLCS. But look at that, floating in, rolling in, but somehow a goal line save. The very last second it could have came in. And good work from Frenchie. Very patient on that play, had little boost to work with, and still got the save, and even got the bump on the player looking to score. And that slot almost bottom left from Bichette's. 2:20 though on the clock. Demo in, and now Frenchie down to Samus again. Good pass, but can't quite connect. Wasn't enough on the pass there. Samus just looking for a bump, nothing. Bichette gets demoed, but it's LVC who has possession of the ball. Pass out mid, Samus there. Frenchie trying to follow it up. Doesn't get there in time. It'll be MKE making their way down. Jacob with the poke, but Samus again just continuing to launch downfield. Bichette's getting a demo. LVC, I think that was their first demo of the game. Just pretty rare. You don't see it come in this late that often. But look at that. Frenchie just miles faster. Or if you want to be exact about it, miles per hour faster than the rest of that Carroll White squad. Flies in there. Makes it 3-0. And LVC are simply just handling business right now. This is exactly what you would expect from them. Samus has an opportunity to get the pass downfield. May have been looking for a reset there. That or for Frenchie out mid, and he sends that one far, far across. Good flick there from Jacob. Has an opportunity for Carroll. Passes it up through the midfield, and look at how slow that ball is rolling. Doesn't even get a chance to get near the front of the goal line. Another pass out mid. Shot is on target, but finally, Ilungi is able to put one through. But it took every single piece of effort that they could think of, that they could even muster up. Zero boost there. Finally making his way through. But with only 1 minute and 9 seconds left, not sure there's much left that for Carroll. It took them so long to score that singular goal. And what we saw last week was response time. LVC was responding to St. Ambrose goals within a matter of seconds every single time. And if LVC can again prove that to be true this week, they will certainly be very successful. Possibly get those big wins that they're certainly hoping to get. MKE has it downfield, but not for very long. Samus bumping it up to Frenchie, down to Bichettes. Now he has a chance for a solo. Has Samus out in the midfield as well. Look at the fake from Bichettes. Almost gets it through, but it'll end up being red. Now Frenchie with the opportunity. Gets it all the way down to Samus somehow. Samus making it up there, and look at the aggression from Frenchie. Somehow the own goal is avoided just by a small miracle, but Frenchie doesn't care. Slots another one through. I believe that's his second of the game, second or third of the game. And you're just seeing Lebanon Valley outclassing the side of Carroll in game number 1. And if you could faintly hear it there, humble as the celebration song for today. As with just 1 second left, it'll be LVC taking game number 1. As Life is a Highway blaring in the background. You can see in the stat sheet. Oops, cut to the stat sheet, apologies. Samus with 1 goal to his name. We're seeing 3 from Frenchie. I was correct there. 3 from Frenchie, and that is a huge stat line for him. He's been having a good year already. I really thought I could write these stats down instantaneously, and no, that's not possible while casting. So that's just simply not going to happen. But you can see in that demos category real quick as well, 5 demos from LVC. Certainly got a lot more demo heavy towards the end, and that's where they start seeing a lot more success too. Start gaining possession of the ball a bit more and had just full control. Samus, though, got demoed, and that's going to be a wide open net. So Carroll scoring first in this game, and only took 11 seconds to make that happen. The demo onto Samus ends up being the decider there. So Carroll with a very quick response. As again, that pin or that kickoff almost floats into the LVC net at one of the slowest paces you could possibly get. Good bump from Frenchie. Does at least get enough avail. Verts the play away, but here comes Jacob. Has the dribble, but gets bumped again. LVC just launching these Carroll players out of the way. Frenchie with a solid save there. Flying across the front of the net. Back touch though. So LVC have to find a way to get out of their own half, and that's just an own goal. Lebanon Valley not getting what they want here. And actually, I thought that was an own goal. I apologize. I was immensely incorrect. It just looked like one from the angle we had. But regardless, you're going to see Carroll White with a 2-0 lead. Finding themselves here in game number 2. Demo from Bichettes. Now Frenchie looking to control this one. Has no boost left to work with. Samus going to look for the double. Isn't there. And now these big touches again for Carroll. Giving them a lot of space to open up things. That's where they found their success in game 2 here. Downfield, Samus looking to get over top of one, does, but MKE just barely getting back in time. Frenchie, though, down to Bichettes, tried to redirect towards the net, didn't get it there, but the double will come through. It's not the prettiest goal in the world, but doesn't matter at the end of the day if you outscore your opponents on the scoreboard. Frenchie will get the assist. Got that demo as well. Or got demoed. And that's what matters. 2-1 scoreline. LVC looking to make it 2-2. And this is a bit of an awkward spot for Ill to be in, or Illusion to be in. Bichettes getting bumped just enough off of that touch there. Frenchie looking for the demo, only gets a bump, I think. Samus, though, can chase this one down. The save is there from Jacob, but the bump again. LVC just tossing the Carroll players out of the way at any point that they can. Look at these bumps from Frenchie, and or Samus, I believe, had a couple in that play. They've put in the equalizer. This could be another dangerous one. Samus has a wide open shot, and he will take advantage. Great kickoff from Frenchie. Just actually didn't even really beat them to the kickoff, just got the timing, and that's what Samus will take every day of the week. Rocket down to that bottom left corner. Look at that. Again, the ball just slowly rolling past the players of Carroll. Demo in from Frenchie. Now has it over towards mid. Bichettes tries to get through there, but not in time. Samus trying to get it out mid, but again, we are seeing this possession issue continue to come up time and time again. LVC just these big touches that are leading to essentially no control of the ball, and that's what's really been killing them in a lot of these games. I know they're in the lead, but they certainly could be in a much bigger one if they had more control of the ball and really were able to give themselves a better chance at getting the passing game going. That has been their bread and butter for the past like 5 years now. Even before I was a student here, that was the bread and butter of this team, even though none of these players were here at the time. Pinch doesn't quite go. Bichettes looking for it on the ground, doesn't get to that either. Frenchie, though, out mid, met by JC. Now Illusion gets one to bite. The second simply gets it past him, trying to wall dash, but not quite the mechanic as well as we've seen pros do it. Samus has possession, but no boost. It feels like no one has had a lot of boost in this series, but that is a wide open net. No one home from Carroll. Must have went down to the store to get some milk and forgot to come back. As 4-2 scoreline for Lebanon Valley. .145 on the clock. Frenchie, nothing there. Samus now trying to pass out mid, and look at that demo. That is another possibility for a wide open net, but JC, wise play, double demo as well. Carroll dealing with that effectively, but the ball is still in front of their net. They need to get a clear here. They are struggling right now defensively. Things are starting to break down with just 1:15 left. You had a 2-0 lead, and now you could be going down by 3 goals here if you can't even get the ball out of your own half. Illusion sort of directs that away. JC makes up for it finally as a bump. Huge one there from Carroll, finally getting back on the board, but still down by 1. That's certainly a good start. That's a really good bump, too. Sent Frenchie to the Shadow Realm in that one. Smart play, and now they'll only have to put one more in if they want to see it at least an OT. JC leaving this one for Illusion. Illusion actually has the boost, and the shot off the pass is just not enough on it. So that one's tossed back in. Illusion looking for the bump. Actually could have gone in if that bump did come through, but ultimately nothing comes of it. And now Samus has Bichettes behind him, and that's almost an own goal from Carroll. Had to be a bit careful there. Somehow they're still alive. Illusion, though, going downfield, tried to find Jacob. Samus read the play, and he's just trying to get a big clear going. This is certainly the possibility for a solid play off the backboard. Did get pinched there by, I think that was Illusion. Now Bichette's looking for corner, maybe corner shot, or at least corner pass, and Samus finds his way to the ball. And he'll make it a 5-3 scoreline once again. 9 seconds remain. This is certainly a game for Lebanon Valley. I really hope they don't make me eat my words there. That would be a collapse of all time. I've seen 28-3. I've not seen 3-5 with 9 seconds left in the game. Now with just a couple more seconds, LVC will certainly have confirmed the stat line, and that will be it. Looking to put another one on, but regardless, they get the win. They are up 2-0 in the series, looking to shut down Carroll in game number 3 as we get ready to gear up for it. 3-5. And LVC in the driver's seat here, looking to put Carroll away. Great work, though. They managed to really pick it up in the end. They went down 2-0 pretty quickly, but still made it work out. Samus as well, the hat trick, something you love to see from him. Of course, he had one last game as well. Bichette's 2 to his name as to go with it. Frenchie not even getting on the board there, but didn't really matter. And again, that demos category, just insane from this team. But now into game number 3. Lebanon Valley looking to shut this one down and get a bit of a break before heading into the next series. Samus misses the demo. If you watch the podcast, students of the game from last week, we talked to Frenchie, and he said that was the LVC Classic. That demo play off the kickoff. You'll see it continually come through for pretty much the rest of the season. Shot again on, though. Great passing from the side of Carroll, 1-0. Again, they start the game with a lead. The bump from Jacob is what starts that play. Illusion tosses it into the midfield. JC gonna put the goal into the top right corner. Nothing Lebanon Valley could have done about that. And again, LVC starting down 1-0. Illusion trying to make something happen, but really nothing to work with. Look at that shot from Samus. The redirect was there, just barely getting saved. And Illusion now trying to get downfield. Samus just continuing to be a nuisance, though. JC off the backboard has the shot. Wide open net and misses the shot. Banks it off the close post. Not what you want to see from Carroll White. And this could get a multitude worse. Frenchie, though, doesn't get to the ball in time. That could have been much, much worse. They could have been put to that draw at 1-1. But Frenchie's still trying to see if he can make something happen. Out of boost now. Has to rotate out. Samus puts it midfield, but again, no one home. LVC's passing game has been essentially non-existent at this point in time. They really need to start kicking into gear if they want to make this scoreline as big as they've been hoping for. But I will say, this Carroll team has looked very solid. Definitely don't look like an emergence level team. Again, another open shot. Banked off the cross, or the side bar. That doink, certainly not something they've been enjoying hearing this series. A bump there, but somehow isn't a demo. I thought Bichette's was supersonic. There may have not been. And that's a very scary touch from Samus. Almost ends up being a back touch into his own net. JC ends up stealing the boost there from Jacob, but we'll see if that means anything here in a second, as it looks like they have dealt with the pressure. Bichette's doing great work getting that past a couple Carroll players. But Illusion in an awkward spot. In a lot of these plays, especially on the defensive side, we've seen Carroll get put in these such awkward spots. Frenchie with a demo there, Bichette's looking to get the ball downfield, but again, didn't leave it for Samus there. I really thought he was going to. Illusion gets bumped by Frenchie, but he somehow has a teammate ready on the ball. LVC kind of diving a few times onto this one. Didn't really need to. Frenchie looking for a style play, doesn't get to it. I shouldn't say style play, looking for a 1v1 play. Jacob gets it past 1, gets it past 2, but Frenchie flies through, gets the save. Jacob got there in time, but again, the post, the reaper of these Carolina White shots. May be the best defender in the lobby right now, but the pass is clean. Illusion. Another goal. Actually, he had the assist on the last one, but still, Jacob getting it right where it needed to be. Great work from the side of Carroll. Their passing game has been impeccable today. Might be down 2-0, but they certainly don't look like it. They want to fight back in game number 3, and they've done just that. Just a minute 45 on the clock. They cannot collapse now. Not that activation is insanely meaningful as the shot goes through. Jacob somehow putting that one in the back of the net. 3-0. LVC have been shut down in game number 3. Top right corner. Jacob may have just put this one out of reach for LVC. Samus does get a pinch mid. Illusion, though, sends it away as Bichette's off the side, or off the backboard. Nothing there. LVC, again, that passing game has just not looked like what it has been in previous months, really. Is Jacob looking for the one-on-one? Doesn't win it this time around. Wall dash a bit cleaner that time from Illusion. Let's at least get some actual speed from it. And he also had boost to work with. And the shot to the bottom left corner. Both of those getting saved by Carroll. And with just a minute on the clock, I don't think LVC will be coming back from this one. They could prove me wrong here, but they are not in a very good position to do anything, really. They have been struggling here in game number 3. Carroll going to be looking for that reverse sweep. As this, at this point in time, should be the game for Carroll. This is not the emergence level team you would be expecting. They did win their division, but it doesn't even look like they should have been placed there to begin with how well they've played in this series, and especially game 3 here. Pinch doesn't go, and now with just 20 seconds left, certainly just playing for game number 4 at this point. Great work from Carroll to get this one to go their way. LVC may just be looking to get some momentum heading into that next game. They've struggled to get much going today, despite being up 2-1. And there it is, Carroll taking game number 3. They are not out of this one yet. And that is a scary thought if you're Lebanon Valley. Not something you wanted to see, and to be honest, not something that I would imagine anyone would be expecting. This is especially in a game where they're getting shut out too. Not only do they lose, they get shut out to go with it, and that's not something you can have if you are this Lebanon Valley team. Frenchie taking the time, the captain, to speak with the players and figure out what's going on here, why it's even been possible for this team to lose to the side of Carroll. Especially with another game on the docket tonight. Not something you want to see. And also, I just now noticed only 2 demos from Frenchie. The rest of the team with none. Again, another staple of the Lebanon Valley playstyle that just didn't exist in that game. They cannot allow Carroll to go up early again. They've started up 1-0 in games 2 and 3. Almost went down 1-0 there. But again, Carroll still holding possession. Good pass, but JC just a bit pushed forward to receive that one. Now Samus will have possession. Gets a 50 out mid. Bichette's shot on target. There's the passing game. There's the offense. That is what you want to see from Lebanon Valley. Controlled, cool, calm, collected play. That is what will get you victories. Now you're starting to see things settle down, and it's exactly what they needed. As Jacob, mid of a mistouch, Illusion has to come in, and now there's a 2-on-1. Demo comes through for Bichette. Can Frenchie beat out Illusion? Does just that. 2-0. This is the Lebanon Valley that I would imagine everyone was expecting. Smart demo from Bichette, forces Illusion into a play, and even if he gets something there, Samus is ready to follow up with another touch. Just 52 seconds in, Lebanon Valley looking like they can close out the series here. Deny them that even thought of a reverse sweep, but look at that shot, wide open. Jacob quickly putting one on the board. Again, responses are what's key in this series, in not only this series, but to be honest, as a whole. How you respond is how you win or how you get victories. As I think I just watched 3 people whiff on the ball. Frenchie now trying to get it out towards mid. Does at least get it on the ground for Samus. Gives the Donegal weapon a shot. Gives him some ammunition, but it's actually going to be Bichettes with the shot off the top crossbar. That's all 3 Lebanon Valley players in the Carroll net, but they still manage to escape in time. Although they don't get the goal. As now JC with Bichettes in a one-on-one. Illusion, though, was creeping up towards the midfield. Now has to put this one through to his teammates. Does get out mid, but JC not there in time. Samus holding back in net, so certainly would have been safe. There was a shot. Jacob did have enough boost there, but may have been called off by Illusion. That would be my guess. May have been looking for a solo. Frenchie, though, doesn't have the boost to make up for this play. Samus going to have to go for something off the back wall. Doesn't get to it in time. Illusion, again, continuing to make plays for Carroll. Having a solid series so far. And now this one is a shot on, not quite on target. Looked like it was, but slowly floats just wide left. And now Samus again looking for the reset. Doesn't get it in time. Illusion is really quickly, or really early pre-jumping. That was about a 6-second pre-jump. Frenchie now off the back wall, looking to get it down into the net. Good shot from Frenchie. Gives Samus the opportunity to follow it through. 3-1, Lebanon Valley, again, bringing it back. This is the LVC you would expect to see. 2:24 on the clock, and Lebanon Valley looking to make a statement here. Looking to prove that Game 3 was a fluke, and we'll see if that ends up being the case here. Still with 2 on the clock, though. Could be anyone's game. Good pass out mid, but the shot from Illusion didn't get enough airtime. Didn't get a chance to put that one on target. Seeing a bit of scattered play now from Carroll. They need to be a bit more collected with their plays. Demo from Samus. Frenchie now has the ball on his own, gets the reset, but ends up having it poked away. JC down to Illusion, but met by Bichettes. LVC trying to close this out here. Demo in from Jacob onto Bichettes. Samus with the ground pinch, almost gets it in. Solid ground pinch, but just not fast enough somehow. But Frenchie and Samus making up for the save. Off the backboard, Samus launches it back down to his teammate, back to his captain. 4-1 score line, and this may just be may very well be Lebanon Valley's game to lose. Off backboard, nothing home. But I did hear a demo coming from someone in LVC. That was on to Jacob, and that bump from Bichettes almost became clutch. Now Frenchie from up top gets it, makes his way up to the rafters and slams it home. This is the game Lebanon Valley we're looking for. The Dutchman slowly creeping away. And that may just be series right there. As another attempt from Bichettes to launch one towards Carroll. Doesn't go through, but still possession. Frenchie with the double bottom right corner. That's the Frenchie you want to see. Could not have placed that one any better. The one spot in that net that was barely open. Intentional fake off the kickoff. Demo though from LVC onto Illusion. Or not Illusion, sorry, I forget who it was, but almost goal, what could really well should have been. That's just a phenomenal save somehow, but it just ends up in the back of the Carroll net by a miracle. That is 7-1. Como estás? I'd say muy bien for Lebanon Valley. The Brazil to possibly close out the series. Jacob getting it down to JC, but at this point it's all for naught. 30 seconds left, 1-7. LVC have come alive here in game number 3, and that could mean danger for UNI, who they play next. Northern Iowa, I keep wanting to say Illinois, they are not for Illinois. Northern Iowa, the Panthers, as that one ends up being an own goal, 8-1, 13 seconds on the clock, padding the stat sheet. LVC with a 3-1 victory here over Carroll. Great work from LVC to close out the series. It got a bit scary there, as there were a few close games, and then they lose that game 3, especially in the fashion that they did. But ultimately, it doesn't matter. The redirect not there from Frenchie. Lebanon Valley close out the series 3-1. They will take that heading into the second series of the day, where they will take on University of Northern Iowa. You can see 8 shots for Frenchie, 6 for Samus. The team closing out that series with perfection. But what we will do is we'll turn the stream off for just a little bit, as we got about 23 minutes before the next series. So what we'll do is we'll end the stream, and then we'll start it up again with about when there's about 5 minutes left before the Northern Iowa game. So we'll catch you guys back here in about 20-ish minutes. While that's going on, Rainbow Six is actually starting their next match. I don't know who they're playing. I didn't get to take a look here. Actually, let me reopen this real quick to make sure that to see what is going down, as Lebanon Valley looking to go 2-0. They won their first match, and they will be looking to take their second one against UCF Academy, not UCF Maine, who UCF Academy. So go over to twitch.tv/MrDavisTV, twitch.tv/Jack, I believe it's Jack, or sorry, twitch.tv/Mosk with 4 underscores, or twitch.tv/LVC_reliable, any of those streams, and you'll see the match from those perspectives. So we'll catch you guys, though, back in 20 minutes when we're ready to start the next series.